We've got another one here. This is another round the room challenge, which is a request here. Work is sucky right now, and I need some major positive energy. Can everybody name a positive moment that sticks with them from any point in their lives?
Oh, there's so many.
Yeah.
Well, pick one.
Well, it's not right
All right,
now.
tell you what.
You're yelling at me.
Here's a positive moment from last night. One of my neighbors in my building has a brand new puppy, and as I was coming home at the end of my desert bus shift at like midnight, the puppy was out in the front lawn with his owner, and I got a chance to just like as part of my post bus wind down, throw a bunch of autumn leaves up in the air and watch this puppy freak the heck out. Just got the puppy super amped up. Got to enjoy that moment, and then gave it back to its owners, and I didn't have to deal with an amped puppy at midnight. Nice. So that's a thing that happened to me, and it was fun. It was great. It's positive. It's gonna stay with me in my heart forever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna continue off the dog train.
Oh, dog train.
Yes,
it's a
dog
good
train.
It's a good train. The dog train.
Dog train.
When we got one of our very rare snows in Victoria, me and my family, when I was quite young, went out to a local park, and we brought our dog with us. And as a child, there was nothing I quite found so entertaining as rolling up a decent-sized snowball and throwing it in the air for my dog to try and catch, and then her going for it, the snowball shattering, and then her like looking around trying to figure out where the ball went. That is a very positive and very happy thing for me. So,
Yeah. Dogs are great.
The moment of truth is upon you.
Do I have to keep the dog train going? Oh God, there's
Look,
a
it's
dog
a dog train!
Well, I guess I know I have. We're just gonna turn this into a positive dog moment.
Yeah.
The dog
I mean,
train
there's
stop.
my positive moment.
Maybe the dog train's stopping right here
Yeah.
if you don't stop it.
Well, because it's either gonna be dogs or motorbikes.
Dogs on motorbikes?
Dogs on motorbikes.
Okay, so the question is a
Was
positive moment that sticks with you. So
Okay.
it does not need to be dog train related
Okay,
as
fine.
much as I am.
So positive moment sticks with me. This might get a little sappy, but when I was in Italy last year with my family, my dad had a friend in his hometown. This is like middle of nowhere, countryside Italy. He had a friend who had a bunch of motorbikes, and he had an old 1976 Ducati Scrambler, and he let me ride it just through the hills of Italy, and it was like the coolest, most amazing moment of my life. But like specifically, the best part was when I kind of just did this big loop around these hills, and coming back, my dad was driving an old early 70s Fiat 500. So like we passed each other, and it was just like the cutest father-daughter moment in like these ridiculous vehicles, and it was wonderful. And like just like that, like this is just a day I'll never forget. It was very good.
I will never forget the way I ended up meeting the last bird that I owned, which currently stays with my ex, who we purchased together. I had been just going to the pet store because I know that's a terrible place to buy animals, but there was a green sheet conure in there that was very interested in me on the other side of the cage, and I'm pretty sure that was a sales tactic. We went back into the back to go meet the bird, and I was told that that bird hated everyone and everything, and it got out of the cage, went immediately to my shoulder, and no matter where I had it on my body, I could not get it back into the cage because we couldn't leave with it at that exact moment. And yeah, it was at that moment I was like, no, yeah, we need to rescue you from this situation. And so it had a very good life, and still has a good life, just not with me.
There you go.
It's better than that pet store.
Stick with me moment. Long time ago, lived in Ontario. Just got out of college, got my first job, barely got money, got 2 little kids. Finally get to move into a bigger place, spend every cent I have on damage deposit, nothing. I got nothing. So I tell them that we are not having Thanksgiving dinner because mommy's got nothing. You're having peanut butter sandwiches. So I'm okay with that. And we get there, and the landladies had completely filled the fridge with all the makings of a turkey dinner.
That's so
Like
nice.
all potatoes, a turkey, the stuff to make pie, and it was like just out of the kindness of their hearts to do. They didn't know that it was my last cent, you know, and
that's
so
sweet.
that I always remember them as just like to do that for somebody. It was pretty remarkable.
That is amazing.
Cat carriage.
Okay, so as you all know, I have a terrible, horrible dog.
Your
who's
dog
just-
is great.
so
Just
He's
the
not
worst thing.
terrible.
And whenever I got into a relationship with someone, it was sort of a like, well, they have to like the dog, and he's not a good dog. And Brad definitely put up with Buster for, I would say would be the accurate way to describe it for the first while. But I think I had Brad watch Buster when I had to go to Vancouver for a weekend or something, and by the time I got back, there was a moment where Buster jumped up on the couch, chose Brad's lap over mine, and Brad was playing a video game and absentmindedly just lifted the controller to let the dog sit down and put it down again. I'm like, yes. Yes. And it was just, I don't know, the perfect moment where I'm just like, he loves him.
We can get married now.
Yes. You may stay.
That's great.
Matt, did you say one?
I don't think he did, Matt.
I
What's
did
yours?
not. I haven't even been thinking of one. I've been
Well,
listening to everybody else.
Well,
do
Well,
theirs.
give us
One.
one. You got one. You big softy. You know there's one in there.
Well, yeah, I mean, like
you know,
there
you
might be one
pretend
rattling
like
around.
you're tough, but there, you know.
Do I
there's-
though?
You try.
No, I gotta wait.
Yeah, let's everybody just wait.
No pressure. No pressure at all.
not at all.
I forgot about that comic. I have forgotten so many of my comics.
Yeah, then.
Sometimes I laugh. I read them and I actually laugh because I forgot that I wrote them. It's like brand new.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. I guess there's a theme here. One that sticks with me recently was inspired by Arclight Dynamo in chat, who says first marathon, which is not the answer. It was my most recent one, actually, in October of this year. I have had a run of like not hitting my goals over the last few years, and if you're training for a marathon, it's an 18-week training program followed by the race. And if something goes wrong in the race, it often feels like, oh great, I just wasted half a year because I didn't do what I finished, but I didn't get any better than last time. So I've had a run of those. The Vancouver Marathon tends to defeat me. Which is one of the reasons I keep running it, because
Yeah, showed his boss.
I need to finally beat that marathon and not feel like it has beaten me when I cross the finish line. But my times have been improving and so on. But this year, when I went to run Vancouver, I set myself a time goal of 3:40. I wanted to do the marathon in better than 3 hours and 40 minutes, and my previous best time on any race was 3:45 and change, which I had run in Kelowna the year prior. And I'm like, well, I'm better trained. This is a slightly tougher course, but I should be able to do. I should be able to cut 5 minutes off my time and do it. And I finished in 3:46,
Woo.
Nice.
which was no, that was
No.
a huge disappointment.
Never mind. Sorry.
That was
I got it
that would be
backwards.
finishing 6 minutes slower than my goal pace after.
See, I'm still just
like-
like you. Still ran it though.
I know, but I didn't hit my goal.
So close. You
I'm just-
finished. And
So I trained again all summer, being like, all right, fine. I didn't train hard enough because I screwed it up and didn't hit my goal. So trained all summer for Okanagan, ran the Okanagan with again the goal I just want to do better than 3:40. I just want to do I want a PR. I want to do better than my last best run at 3:45:23 or whatever it was. And so this run, I went into it. I actually felt like I went into it less prepared because I didn't run as much over the summer as I meant to. But I found a pace bunny who was like, I'm going to run 3:45. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to stick myself on him, and I'm just not going to move. I'm going to let him
People
do
who
all the
don't
work
know
for me.
What a pace bunny is.
Okay, so Pace Bunny is,
So
in a marathon, they have volunteers who are working for the race that run the race in a specific time. That is their job. They're not going out to race it. They're going out to like, I'm going to run in 3 hours and 45 minutes, or I'm going to run in 3 hours and 30 minutes.
And they usually have bunny ears
Yeah,
on.
they usually wear bunny ears with the time on their ears. So I went out and I was like, you know what? Let's just go for it. I want to make sure that I hit my like 3:40 or better. So let's sit on the 3:30 pace bunny, and I'll stay with him until I can't keep up with him anymore. But that should give me enough lead over the 3:45 bunny that I'll come in ahead of them, and I'll still hit my goal. I finished in 3:26.
Ooh, very nice.
So that was a big one for me. That was like, I put a lot of work into that, and the finish, like having completely blown out my goal and broken the next goal, was pretty rad. There is a video of me shouting an expletive as I crossed the finish line. With my hands like over my ears, over my hand as I crossed the finish line, and I finished standing and smiling, which is unusual. Normally, I cross the finish line and my legs seize up and I want to die. This time, my legs seized up, but I was very happy with myself. So I was sort of hobbling around trying to find the I need to get a picture with my time. Where's the tent? But yeah, that was a positive experience that stuck with me. You can, you're not always going to meet your goals every time, but if you keep working at it, you can meet them eventually.
Nice. To add on to that one, actually, I'm just thinking of another memory of when me and Andrew went to go watch you run. I think it was the first time you did the Vancouver Marathon. I can't remember.
It would have been the second, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just remember it was when I lived downtown, because
Yeah.
I remember that's how we were able to keep going from spot to spot to see you, and it was like just the funniest thing for seeing you at one point in the race, and you're like, "Hi guys, how's it going?" And then the end of the race, it was a very different Matt that was seeing through time, and was not a very happy Matt.
The 30K mark, I'm like, "Hey, nice to see you," and then at the 41K mark, let me die.
But I will say that is one of my favorite things. Is we get stoked to go see you run, and it's just it's awesome. It's just it's really cool to be proud of your friends and support them when they're doing a really cool thing.
I love it when you guys come out and cheer me on.
We try and make as much
it
noise
is
as
awesome.
possible.
Yeah.
I'm always worried that we missed you. I'm always have that fear where I'm like, no, he must have passed you already because we've been waiting too long.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, ideally, you're not waiting too long. Ideally, because I post my list of
you and Megan
expected
usually
times.
keep us in check as to when to do it.
Yeah.
Meg was following you for even earlier than that. She had her bicycle though.
Yeah.
So she
She chased
was able,
me through the whole race.
Yeah. She also got up a lot earlier than we did that day.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah.
All right.